All right, here are some of our favorite answers. Number 1, Michelle Shin. Waiting forever for the VHS tape to rewind because somebody forgot to do it right after finishing the movie the last time. Oh my gosh, Be Kind, Rewind. Don't you remember? Kids these days won't know Blockbuster. The thrill of going to Blockbuster on a Friday night with your family or your friends and picking a movie. And it was so much fun. Now you just turn on the TV and you can pretty much get whatever movie you want. They'll never understand. Okay, number 2, Taylor Milberg. Having to hurry and run to the bathroom or the kitchen during a commercial break because you couldn't pause or rewind the TV. Yes, oh my gosh, I remember this so much. I forgot about that until reading this. You would hold it if you had to go to the bathroom until the commercial break, and that was your time to run. But oh no, if you and your siblings all had to go, you had to fight over the bathroom because you didn't want to miss, because at that time, if it was on TV, that's the only time you could see it. You couldn't watch a rerun later, or you didn't know when a rerun would even come on. Man, that brings me back. Number 3, Marissa Chapa. Having to wait for a specific time of the week to watch my favorite show. I had to be home every Sunday at 7 p.m. to see the new Simpsons because if you missed it, then good luck catching it again. Now you can see it anytime, any day, as many times as you want. Yes, that was kind of what I was just talking about, how if you were watching a show, that was your one time to watch it. You didn't know that years down the line it would be on Netflix or whatever. So I remember when I would watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch, I would have to watch it at 4 p.m. to watch the new episode. And if it was a rerun, you're like, oh, okay, I didn't know it was going to be this rerun, and you never really knew what you were going to get. But if you had a show, you had to watch it at that time. Man, kids are really missing out. Number 4, Kelsey Littner. I'm going to try and raise my kids similar to how I was raised, but my stepbrother never played outside. He only played outside on the computer or watched TV. That won't be my kids. They're going to play with chalk and have a jump rope. They're going to know the pain of getting a Razor scooter to the ankle. I don't care if they play video games, but they're going to play outside too. Hey, that's a great point. I was just talking to someone about this. When we grew up, we were always outside, always outside. I mean, summers especially, but even in the winter, we were out there for hours. I remember building castles and building castles. That's not what you call them. Igloos. Whatever. We were building snow castles, igloos, and we were out there all day long. I remember going in until staying outside until your hands were numb, going in, getting hot chocolate. We were outside so much more. And now I don't see kids outside near as much. I do sometimes, of course, in certain areas, but not as much as you used to. In my neighborhood, I maybe see a couple kids outside. Yeah, so get your kids outside. Let's get outside. Number 5, Stephanie Nicole. Waiting for your favorite song to come on the radio so you could record it on a cassette tape. Oh my gosh, this brings me back. I had my boombox. I was trying to think of what it was called, a boombox, and I had blank cassette tapes. And when they would play my favorite song, I would record them and make my own little mixtape. And sometimes I'd get part of a commercial on there, and they'd be talking about the weather or something. And I was like, it's fine, but no, the next song's gonna be really good. And I would just record over until I got sick of it. That'd be really fun to find that. I probably got rid of my boombox, but oh my gosh. And now we can literally just play any song we want. Number 6, Chanel Schultzkamp. Playing outside until the street light came on. Yes. I didn't have this rule in my house because we lived on a cul-de-sac. So as long as we stayed around the court, we could pretty much stay out for a while. But I do know some kids that live further that when the streetlight came on, they had to go home. I think my parents, the streetlight came on, they had to go home. But I totally remember this. I mean, we were out all times of the night. You could not get us inside in the summer. Night games, all that good stuff. All right, number 7, Daniela Tinoco. That's a fun last name. All right. Having to wait for your pictures to develop only to see you blinked. Oh wait, this is so good. I remember finding a camera, and this is when Polaroids are they? No, not Polaroids. What are those even called? I don't know, old-fashioned camera? Disposable. There we go. I had a disposable like from the summer, and I went to take it in. I was like, I'm so excited. It's gonna be amazing pictures. And it was like when they were still, out and stuff. It was before like digital cameras. And I think I had like 2 good pictures. Like they were all like blurry or someone was blinking, but it added a little bit to the time. Like it was kind of cool. Like some of those pictures now are like so meaningful to me because like, yeah, part of it might be gone and it might be a little fuzzy, but it shows the time and it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Okay, number 8. Wanda Tansy. Waiting for internet to dial up. Also, everybody being in on the conversation with no phone privacy. Okay, wow. So those are 2 big things. Okay, first up, waiting for the internet to dial up. Yes. I literally remember we had our like family computer that you could like log on to like AIM and and sometimes it would not dial up. You'd keep hearing the dial up and be like, come on, who else is on the internet? Like, at that time we only had the 1, maybe 2 computers that could go on the internet. Yeah, and then everybody being in the conversation with no privacy. Yeah, that's when people would call and say like, hi, can I talk to Christa? And so you'd go on the phone upstairs. Like that's when we had the cordless phone. We had 1 cordless and 1 with a cord. And so if you were on the phone upstairs, someone could come in and be like, Christa, I need the phone. Get off the phone. It was so much fun. Just really a good memory. But yeah, so like, and if you had like a crush on a boy and they called your house, they'd be like, can I talk to Christa? And then it was like, oh, who called you? Who was that? Maybe that's good. Maybe that's good. You know what? I think we should encourage to know who our kids are talking to on the phone. Yes, of course. Let's encourage that. Okay. Number 9, Celeste Sickles. YouTube to MP3 converter. Oh, she lists a lot. Okay, maybe I should break these up and go one at a time. YouTube to MP3 converter. Yes, that was a little bit later. That was more my probably college years. When I found out I could do that, I was like, I can do what? I can turn these funny YouTube videos. I did a lot of like skits. I did like SNL like skits to MP3 so that I could listen to them when I ran. I would burn them onto CDs, of course, because I didn't have like an iPod. I'd burn them onto a CD or for my car drives. Loved that. Snow days. I think kids still get snow days. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think kids still get snow days unless she's talking about, since 2020. I know more kids have access to doing school at home, which I'm sorry, that sucks. That, there was something so cool about having a snow day. You'd either play out in the snow all day or you just watch Christmas movies. I remember one time going out to breakfast with my family and then we went to the mall. So I don't know how bad of a snow day it was, but we still did that. So yeah, I wonder if kids now just can log onto their computer and do school from home. Because if so, I mean, let's bring the snow days back. She says burning a CD, which I kind of just talked about. YouTube to MP3, and then I would burn a CD. But I burnt CDs all the time. That was probably high school. If you like really liked someone, you'd burn a CD for them. Your best friends. We all had like CD mixes, with our friend group and stuff like that. It was kind of fun. And silly bands. Okay, are silly bands the things that they're like shaped like an animal and then you put them on and it's a bracelet? I'm going to look that up. I can either think of that or it's those slap bands, and maybe that's called a slap band, where it looks like a nail file and you hit it and then it goes around your wrist. I don't know if either of those are silly. I'm going to look them up. What is a silly band? I was right the first time. Yeah. So they're like these little animals. Okay, for people that are watching, I'll show you. It's these. It's little animals that turn into a bracelet. I don't think I had these. I think these were too young for me. I mean, I don't know what year they came out, but I never had them. That was so fun. That was like a really fun trip down memory lane. I want to do this like every week, but I know we can't. You guys would get bored of it. So maybe we'll do it again in the future. But thanks everyone that submitted their responses this week. I always have so much fun reading these. Yeah, and we'll have a new question for you guys next week. So check out our social media. We do it on our Instagram, Facebook, and in our Facebook group to get your take on motherhood. And yeah, thanks for watching this episode, and I'll see you next week.